Welcome back everyone to this brand new build, and we are putting together the NX-01. Alright, so just checking over the trees here. Everything looks good. Alright. Okay. Alright, and I went to Tenna Controls, where you can get all of your lighting needs for your models. And I got the lighting here that run the Bussards, navigational lighting, and the impulse engines is what all this encompasses. And you get this fancy dancy remote that comes with it, which is really cool. Okay, now what I need to do first is I'm going to chrome silver all the interiors where the lights are going to be, and then prime the exterior, and then do the final coat over top of that. Alright, just gotta let that set, and then we can move on to the priming. Alright, using the primer here. Not bad, just gotta let that set and then put on the final coat. Okay, so I'm gonna be using graphite gray metallic. That's here. Okay, I'll let that set. Looks like I may need to do a second coat on top of that. And we're ready to go. That looks really good. Very happy with that. Looks nice. Alright, okay, so I got strip lighting here. This is a 12 volt power supply, so it's going to be 12 volt power supply supplying power to the model. Now I got some other strips here. Some of them are blue. I got to figure out which ones are blue, and that'll be for the engines and for the impulse engines. Oh, wait a minute. I don't need to worry about the impulse engines. I think this light kit. Okay, I'll have to check the instructions again, but I think this lighting here might be for the engines, so I don't really need to worry about these. But anyway, so with the strip lighting there, I'm gonna make some framework here to apply to apply those to the frame. Maybe like a little one here to light up these windows, another one here to light up those ones, and so forth. It's like a ring system going out. And maybe another one here to light up these windows and the side windows. And of course, over here on the top part, I have another system inside there. And there are lighting points on the very tips inside here that I need to put on. So I'm going to use fiber optic lines. I think it's like a red and 2 greens. So I'll get that done. And there are other points here that I need to drill out for, oh, where did it go? Oh, right here. Okay, the observation bay here. I gotta cut those out for the windows. That's got to be lit up as well. And I think it's basically a pretty straightforward build. So let's get this one started. All right. So I got the first one here. You see they come in groups of 3, and you can slice them to make them shorter. So this first one to go like here, like this. Yeah, okay. I'm thinking I don't need to make a frame here, so I'll just go. Like that. Now I'll do concentric rings out here now, another one out here, and then another one over here and here. For the small impulse engines, I'll have blue. I'll have to find out from that though. Okay, so let's get that done. Alright, there we go. There, covering all the windows there. Looks good, not bad. Now for the front up here, I'm gonna get a blue strip to put here for the navigational deflector. Okay, so I got this little loop for the top part here, lighting up these windows. Now to light up all the rest of these, I'm just going to take short strips along and just tape them face up along the bottom of the hull here. That lights up the whole top part here. Yeah, and then when that's all done, then just wire it all together. Do a quick light test, make sure everything's working okay, and we're good to go. Okay, so you can see I got all those along there, all along here, and made little bases here for these ones here to sit on to light up the windows along the sides here on the front or the top on either side of the bridge. So it looks good. And those on the backs. Okay. Alright. And I got one strip right across the back here to light up these windows here. So it looks really good. Alright. So it pretty much takes care of all the lighting in the primary hull. Well, the only hull, I guess. Engineering is over here. And I just need to light up sections here for the primary hull impulse engines. And lining up for lighting for the impulse engines in the section here, which I'll put on the back here. So I guess what I'll do for that, basically what I did here, just wrap them around in here and it should work. There we go. Just like that. Looks good. Okay. So they since they come in threes, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, a little bit of light goes this way, so what? But get these here, look pretty good to light up the impulse. Nice. Okay, so I got the navigational deflector in there. Got lighting in place there. So that should work out quite nicely. Looks good. Now I used some of this packing paper, rice paper, whatever you want to call it, and put it on the back here of the deflector. It helps to diffuse the light, and so you won't be able to see inside the model as well. It just adds to the effect. And you can see I did the same thing here with the underside sensor dome. Just helps to diffuse the light, and it makes it harder to see inside the model. It looks good. Alright, now I put another light blowing shining this way, so across. I don't want it directly down, otherwise it's going to be way too bright. Because if you notice in the TV show, it's lit, but it's not really overly lit. So I'm just going to have it that way. Next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to drill out the holes here for the torpedoes. And for the forefront here, I'll have it hooked up probably just to a 5mm red LED, and the two back here, 5mm red. I'll figure out where I'm going to put that, but and on the reds, I'll probably have like 100 ohm resistor or a 360. Oh, I'll when I do a light test, I'll find out. Use this 0.40, 0.40 mil fiber optic cable. Perfect for that. What I need to figure out here is where the red LED is gonna go. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make an armature that goes across LED forward, LED back, and then run the lines to the LEDs. Okay, there we go. So this here doesn't interfere with any lights out there. Won't interfere with that being lit up. Just get a couple of red LEDs, put them together, one pointing this way, one that way, and we're ready for fiber opting, if that's a word. All right, there we go. Got those two connected together. Make sure you got the pins connected to the positive, positive, negative, negative. Okay, so let's get that in place. Actually, I'm going to put a couple wires on there first, positive, negative wires, to go to the lights. I don't think that's going to work. Because if you go running wires to these lights, it's going to take too much power off. So when I run main power up into the ship is where I have to connect it to. That's separate from all these strip lights, because they all have resistors in them, and they're already being reduced and blah blah blah, and it'll take too much power from the red and they'll never light up. So when I get main power run into the ship, I'll tie into that. Okay, that's what I'll do. So right now, let's get these in place there. Run the fiber optic lines once I get these torpedo launchers glued in place. So I'm using 28 gauge wire. Okay, so I got a 470 ohm resistor on the light here. I know it's just a 9-volt battery, but there you go. Yeah, I don't want it very bright. Now I'll need the use heat shrink to cover the lights so there's no red interfering with the windows. Let's see now. Alright, so I'm just gonna get the torpedo in place, then run the fiber optic lines to the lights, and the torpedo launchers are done except for the torpedo launcher in the back here. I'll get to that eventually. Okay, so I stuck them in, and you push hard until you hear it click into place, And then I just glued all around it. And once that glue sets, I'm going to chrome silver around the edges so no light bleeds through the sides. Same with all those in the back there. So when the glue sets, I can run the fiber optic lines to the red LEDs. And yeah. Alright, so I'm going to put that to the side, and I'm just going to work on the warp engine here. So I was just going to use the strip lighting, one on one side, one on the other side, to light up both sides. So I need to build armature of sorts to go along the middle part of the engine. And that will do the trick. And I would just put one light on one side, one on the other side, tie them both in together, and away we rock. Okay, so alright, so I was gonna run it right from this post here all the way over here to this post, and it would rest right on top. So I want it to go from here up to here. And cut a little notch out on either end here. That will fit around these posts here. Go right down the center just like that. Light on one side, lights on the other side. And we are happy campers. Just got to cut out one more of those and we're ready to install. Here we go. It's got notches on there. Okay, let's get the LEDs on them. Make sure that these lights are lined up. Alright, got them tied in together there. Let's do a light test. 12-volt power supply. Good. Alright, so now we just need to get that in place. Just like that. Alright, I just gotta do the other one. There we go. Looking good. Woohoo! Alright, so we got the spinners here. But you can see it already comes with the light strips. So I'm going to disconnect these ones. They aren't even long enough to begin with. They only go part way down. I want it all lit. And then take these wires and connect them up to there, where they need to go. And then put the spinners in. And then that's just about ready to go. Okay. Okay, so I got the backing on there. Both of those. So the domes are nice and cloudy, which is good. So I just got to put this end on the backs of that. So it goes on there. And then just get this wire connected up to these. And we should hopefully be alright. So on the back of this, there were large holes. I just lined up the LEDs on here with the large holes. Put them in. I used my glue gun, glued it in place. Looks good. Okay. And then these just go in here. Like that, I guess. Something like that. Or is it like this? Like that. Alright, so I got those in place now. Now, there were little ridges here. I had to shave those flat because of the additions here in order to make the domes fit in properly. So everything works beautifully now. Looks nice and clean. Now, I was also thinking about these wires here that go to the engines. I don't think it's going to work because these are meant for 9 and 12 volts. So I don't know if they're going to work with these, because these are in a different value compared to these. So I'm thinking I'm just going to have just a straight power line going from here down into the ship, and I'll tie into the main power, and these wires here will just block them off because they're going to be useless. Of course, got the main lines there, and I still have to put in the plastics for the navigational lighting and LEDs in there for the flashing. I think the LEDs are in here already. I gotta go through the package. So that looks good, and we're ready to go. Yep, that is it for this episode, everyone. In the next one, we're going to get a little bit more lighting done, get everything all hooked together, and continue on with the build. Please like, subscribe, comment, don't forget to share, and click that notification bell for any future uploads. If you have any questions or you want me to do commission work for you, contact me at epic.models@gmail.com. See you all again later. Bye-bye.